Now I know it's been forever since I've actually done a video, especially working on a Subaru because the last videos have been GTR. But in today's video, I'm not even going to be working on my Subarus. I'm actually going to be working on a friend's Subaru. Say hi, Nick.
Hello, hello.
So that's Nick, and this is his 15 STI. It's white in color, of course. So, and Nick has a little problem with his STI. Out of the blue, his exhaust just went quiet, right?
Super quiet.
Very quiet. So we have done some hypothesis, and I believe that his catalytic converter, his stock catalytic converter, is clogged up. So Nick got a intake, cob intake, and everything else is stock. But he got his Burble map tune, and he got it down to what, 2,000 RPM to make all those pops. So I think that because all his pops are at 2,000 RPMs, it's probably popping like all the time. So he probably burned his catalytic converter. So what I did is I actually brought my stock downpipe, and we're gonna take his out, and we're gonna replace that one. Well, take out and see if we can see anything that tells us that it's clogged up. His exhaust is a, what is it?
R400.
R400 catback, right?
Yep.
Catback. So it's supposed to make sound, loud sound, and then he's gonna.
But it doesn't.
But it doesn't. So he's gonna start it up right now so you can show you what I mean. So it's a lot louder than this, and if I put my hands out here, I can barely feel any air coming out of the exhaust. So that tells me that there's some kind of blockage in there. So that's what we're going to be doing right now. So we have the hopes that it is actually the catalytic converter, and with my stock downpipe that probably has like 5 miles in it, we can replace and hopefully fix the whole problem. And then he's probably going to take that Burble map out, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he will. Or probably put it at 4,000. 4,000, so it doesn't pop as much. But if that's the case, I haven't seen anywhere or anyone that has had problems with the catalytic converter with the Burble map. So it could be the first time, you know, depending on how, which RPMs you want the Burble map to actually make all the pop sounds. So let's get to dismantling everything. So with every downpipe job, first thing we're gonna do is take that intercooler off, and I'm not entirely sure if we have to take the AOS off or not, but I hope not. I'm not entirely sure. So intercooler is gonna be first coming off, and then we'll take the we'll unbolt the downpipe from the mid pipe, and then unbolt from the turbo. So that should be it, pretty much. So just the intercooler first, and then everything else, the rest. So let's get to it. So in my opinion, I don't think the downpipes is hard. What's actually hard is that damn heat shield, right? If you have that heat shield on, you know, it's harder to take the downpipe off because you have to take off the heat shield off to actually access the bolts. So the bolts are really small, and there's like, I don't know, how many bolts are we taking out? 1, 2, 3,
6 so
4,
far.
5, 6. So 7 bolts in there, and there's like, they're pretty tight. So there's like bolts like all the way down there, and if you can see, like, I have to stick my hand, like squeeze my hand through here to actually access 2 bolts. On the side is easy, on top is easy, and then you find out there's another one in the back, and now we found out there's another one all the way in the bottom, which is probably gonna be a lot easier from doing from the bottom. So right now we're just gonna raise up the car and access that 1 bolt from the bottom, and then hopefully that whole heat shield will come off, and then we have a clear access to the bolts on top for the downpipe, and then we should get the ball rolling pretty quickly there. And hopefully it is the downpipe that is messed up, because If it's not, then we're doing all this work for nothing. But yeah, so let's get that going on and see if we can get it done.
A few moments later.
Nick, how was that heat shield?
It's a pain.
Yeah. Yeah, the heat shield is a little pain in the butt, but we got it out. You gotta wiggle it out a little bit. It's just, you know, everything's there because we have, you know, we have hoses and some brackets from an intercooler that you don't really have to take off, but you know, it's still doable. It's very doable. It's just gotta get a good angle and then wiggle it out. So now we got the heat shield off, and the next thing we gotta do is just start taking off the bolts from the turbo in the downpipe and disconnect it. All of them are 14 millimeter. I'm gonna try to use the wrench first because it's a tight squeeze. And what? Oh no, someone's here. Oh my God. We did have a really close call. There was one of the bolts from the top started to strip just a little bit, but luckily, you know, a little bit of peak blaster, and luckily I found a wrench that actually fits the other side of the bolt. It's the one that has the bolt and the nut, which the two on the top has bolts and nuts. One of them was kind of stripping a little bit, but I was able to fit a different wrench to the other nut, and I was able to get it loose that way, and then it got completely off. So right now we have 3 of the bolts off, 3 on top, yep, and then now we have 2 on the bottom that is left, and then we can take this off, and then we're good to go. And hopefully, crossing our fingers, is that this guy melted his catalytic converter. I want to say to Nick, thank you for your service. Nick, he's a veteran from the Navy, you know, the girls department from the Marine Corps. So. So, you know, we have a lot of veterans out here, you know, looking good with his beard that I can't grow. So finally got it out, and the thing that takes the most time is the damn heat shield. It's like little bolts here and there, and it's just so hard to get to the little heat shield. So we were able to get it off, and from what I can see a little bit of the catalytic converter, and I can say that the catalytic converter is destroyed or melted or something, but let's see. All right, so I got my little dandy little camera here. As you can see, it's supposed to be just honeycomb, and you can see it's like what is that, like foam looking thing. So you can see that it's not one full piece. It's like kind of broken up into smaller pieces, and then the little middle part, that little white part, looks like cotton. But the whole piece of the catalytic converter should be like a honeycomb, and you can kind of see it like through it. But as you can see there, it's bad. So the catalytic converter is destroyed pretty much. So that's pretty much what it seems to be the problem. I'll try to put the camera on the other side and see if that sees like anything. But there you can see that it's pretty bad. And then here, as you can see, this is my stock one, and you can see there. See, that's how it's supposed to see. I'm making little circles here and there so you can kind of see what it's supposed to look like. I'm trying to focus there. There we go. There we go. So that's what it's supposed to look like. One solid piece, and as you can see, the other side is like broken. So there you go. I guess we found these part of the problem, at least. All right, so my hypothesis was correct. I mean, it kind of made sense. You know, no air coming out in the back. Sound is completely gone. We're on the tire. The tire. Yep. Can't lose that 10 millimeter socket. Yep, we almost lost it, right? Yeah, so kind of made sense that no air coming out, no sound. Is it 10 millimeter though? No, it's not. almost is 10 millimeter. Yeah, so, and then of course you can definitely see inside that it's destroyed. So now it should be the easy part, is just putting everything back together, since we're not going to be using those. We're going to use those heat shields. pain in the ass heat shields. We're not going to put those heat shields. So it should be very simple. It's just putting everything back together, bolting it up, tightening it up, and that's it. And we should be able to turn the car on and hopefully hear everything back. And then he's going to take off the Burble map because now he's scared. So I'm not 100% sure that the Burble map was the one that destroyed the catalytic converter, but it could be. So now you know. So though, be careful when you run a Burble map and you have the stock downpipe, because you know, fire is going straight into that thing. It probably popped so many times, probably just destroyed it little by little until it completely went off. Did you pop and then no sound?
I mean, I was just normal driving. So
Normal driving. All right, so yeah, we're gonna do that, put everything back together, and yeah. So that's the old downpipe, and that's my old downpipe that probably has like 10 miles in it. So nice and shiny still, a little rusty. So good catalytic, bad catalytic. So yeah, and yeah, so everything's ready. We're just gonna go get it back into the car. All right, so what he's doing is gonna go underneath the car. He's gonna take the downpipe, slide it back up, and then I'm gonna line it on top of the turbo where all the studs are at, and the gasket is still here. So slide it up, and then I'm gonna put a bolt in there so to hold it on, and then he's gonna start putting on top while I'll put on the bottom. Sounds good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are you? I don't see you. Down there he is. Oh, sweet Jesus. All right, hold on. I need my 2 hands for this. So, pretty much everything is connected. Everything's connected. We still haven't turned the car on, but we're pretty sure, very sure that it's gonna, you know, run normal as it is. It should be. With making boost. Oh yeah, he was not making any boost, right? Driving, making 0 boost at all. So, because it was completely clogged up. So, downpipe is all tightened up. And the car now is going to be going down, and then all we got to do is just put the intercooler back on, connect everything else, and that's it. And we're done. And then moment of truth, when he turns it on, you'll see difference of sound and whatnot.
A few moments later.
All right, so everything's back in, everything's complete, done, everything's bolted, and pretty much just the moment of truth. So Nick, if you want to start, let's do it, Nick. See if it's loud. Everybody's here waiting. Look at that difference. Look at that difference. Now that's a lot louder than what I used to.
So much air coming out of there.
Yeah, I know, right? So now it's deep exhaust now. Deep, yes.
So much air coming in there. Before it was nothing.
Think we fixed it?
It has been fixed.
It's been fixed. Now you need to drive though. All right, so that's it. Car's running fine. Well, car turned on fine. He'll drive it now. And then, but pretty sure it's completely fine because it's pretty much a brand new downpipe. And no more Burble map, right? No more Burble. So it's probably gonna happen again. I don't know. We're not entirely sure, but it could have been a bad cat already, and then the Burble maybe destroyed it even more. But so we don't know because we haven't heard this before happen. So this is a first. So let's see.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record.